everyone, I'm Pam with Organizer AZ 911. In this tip clip, I'd like to share with you some ideas about how to organize schoolwork. Now there's three basic types of schoolwork that come into the home. It's your artwork, the daily schoolwork, and then there's usually the report cards, certificate of achievements, and other awards. So in this video I'm going to talk mainly about the artwork, and then I'll do two other videos on the other two types of schoolwork. So this is the part one of organizing schoolwork. Okay, so artwork and projects. You get those coming into the home. What do you do with them? Well, first and foremost, I always say take a moment and highlight the work your child has done. Hang up the artwork, whether it be on the refrigerator, or you could designate a spot on a wall, make it their wall of fame. They sell frames like 11 by 14 size that you can actually open the front up and take out the old picture and put in new artwork and close it up, so you don't even have to take it off the wall. They have got complete units that you hang on the wall, which have separate little parts for each individual artwork to be displayed. It's really your choice on how you want to do it. You can set up something as simple. I did it very simply when my kids were growing up. I basically used clipboards. You can get them at the dollar store, you can get them at Walmart, really inexpensive. I got like 4 for each of my children, okay? And had some command hooks and just hung them up on a wall. I had a hallway and that was their wall of fame. Very easy, and I would just label, I don't know if you can see it, put their name at the top, and that's basically how I display their work. Then when they bring new artwork in, if all 4 spots were all filled up, we simply take out the old and put in the new. What's really neat now is Command has come out with a hook that's actually like a clothespin. Let me see if I can get that close to you. See, like little mini clothespins. So you don't even have to get a full clipboard. You can just do it with these little clips, and it doesn't hurt your wall. Very easy to go up, very easy to come down, because usually by 6th grade they stop bringing home the big amounts of artwork. So this is a great temporary solution, and it's very inexpensive. Now, like I said, you hang up their artwork, well then you got new artwork coming in. So what do you do with the old artwork? First and foremost, I tell every one of my clients, take a photo of it. Photograph all the artwork that your kids do if you want to be saving it. That is the best way to do it, and then let the artwork go. And I know there's probably like gasps and screams and going, oh, no, that can't be. I'm a mom, I can tell you, you survived through it. But the best thing you can do is take a photo of it and let the picture go, because honestly, the photo, especially digital photo, will last a lot longer than the actual piece of artwork. So, however, there's some times where you're just like, there's no way I can toss this artwork out. And so some suggestions. A lot of times, especially when they're younger, they make pretty large pieces of artwork. You know, they're like 11 by 14 size. And you're like, well, what do I do with that? You don't want to just fold it up and put it away someplace. Maybe laminate it and make placemats out of it. That's one way you can honor their work a little bit longer or enjoy it too a little bit longer. You could also, if it's okay with your child that they are ready to let that artwork go, you can use the bigger artwork as wrapping paper, and when they get invited to a friend's party, they can really personalize their gift. That's another option for those bigger pieces of artwork that they bring home. Then, because really, again, you want to minimize how much you keep and only select the best of the best, or the most special of all of them, because if everything is special, nothing is special. So it's just not realistic to keep every single piece that comes in. And as try as we do, I did it myself. I used to have huge boxes of every little piece of work my children did, because I just couldn't imagine doing without it. And finally, when I started taking pictures of it and letting it go, I found I could make a better memory out of the photos than the actual artwork, and I'll explain that in a little bit. If you get three-dimensional projects, like when they do pottery, a lot of times they'll do some kind of a pottery thing, where they put it in the kiln and they heat it. Those little things, if you can repurpose them, I personally used them when my kids did those. I used them for makeup brushes, I used another one for a cotton ball holder, and then I used another one for jewelry. So, you can repurpose it and let it last. The idea is that if you do keep something that they've made, the projects, you want to have it out and be using it and enjoy it. It doesn't make sense if something's special to be putting it in a box someplace and never looking at it. Okay, so we want to make sure you can try to either utilize it in some way or really I'll encourage you to let it go. Okay, so why is it so important to take a photo of all the artwork that comes in? Well, sometimes the projects they do in class, they're just too large to keep or store in any way easily. And I have an example of it. I took a photo of it. My son, I think he was third grade, did an electricity project. And you see he made a little house and we actually ran electricity in there, and there was a little traffic light, I think it's over here, that actually the traffic light worked too. But it was a huge piece of poster board that thing was based on. And the little telephone poles in there were so delicate, the slightest thing would knock them over. And it really wasn't realistic to try to keep it. So here, I've captured in a photo. You see everything he did, and I even attached to the back of the photo the little grading sheet that the teacher gave him. See, you got an A+. That is fine, and this is a lot easier to store than that huge item. Another thing is your kids will be bringing home artwork with noodles and rice, and I can guarantee you, I speak from experience, the glue does not last more than a couple of years. I did save those items in the beginning, and I had them in their little memory boxes, which were growing and becoming multiple memory boxes. And when I opened them up to try to figure out a system to reorganize it, all the noodles and rice were on the bottom of the box, and I had a bunch of blank pieces of paper with their name on it. So they really don't last. So again, if you take a picture, that's where that phrase is, take a picture, it'll last longer. It does last longer. And what's really cool about taking a photo is you can actually just keep collecting them and make but a book out of it. There's so many programs, Snapfish, Picasa, all the different ones. Your Walgreens local kiosk, you can go to it and input all the pictures. And what's really kind of cool is sometimes you can even put a description of what the picture is about. And that's one thing that we don't have. If we just store all these art projects in a box, there's no story behind it. And that's half of the fun when you go to look back on things. So I always say take a photo of it, and then as they go through the school year, keep collecting, and include a description of why each photo is special, what class they were in, how old were they, what was their teacher's name, things like that. And then incorporate it into a bound book for them, and maybe give it as a graduation gift. Getting a book from, for their perspective is a lot less stressful than having mom hand them all the boxes of stuff she's collected over the years. Because in honesty, it's the moms and dads who have issues with the artwork, not the kids. When I've been organizing, half of the time the kids, the older kids, when they've graduated and the parents still have all this, they're like, throw it out, I don't want it. They might keep 3 or 4 items, but the kids themselves really don't want it. So it's our own hang-ups, I think, a little bit on that. But what a neat gift, a memory book, a sentimental journey book to give to them as a graduation gift by simply taking a picture and incorporating it like that, and then only keep the absolute best of the best. Because that helps, when you're only keeping a few, the value of what you keep goes up so much higher. Okay, so really take a photo and let a lot of that artwork go. That's number one on that. Otherwise, like I said, it's just sometimes not practical to keep the bigger items. Last point I want to also bring across in this, or idea, is to back up your photos in any way, shape, or form you can for safety reasons. Store it in the cloud, make an extra flash drive out of it, and store that extra flash drive or thumbnail, whatever they call those things, those little memory sticks. Store it in a different location than your home, because heaven forbid if there were a fire or flood, you want your photos safe. So set up some kind of backup system if you do decide to take my advice and take a photo of all the artwork. Okay, I hope these suggestions help. I'm Pam with Organizer AZ 911. Thanks for watching.